The YouTube live stream. Okay. I think we are live on YouTube as well. Yep, we are. All right. Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships and I'm your host As. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everything is going great. And today, as always, we are here with another weekly live stream, another Friday, another live stream. And as always, I'm here joined by Eamon. Hi Eamon, how are you? How's it going with you?
Hi, Ez. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine too. Thank you very much. So, everyone, if you're new here, we are globalscholarships.com. We are a platform. As you can see, we have a website, we have a YouTube channel, we have a TikTok account where we share informative stuff about scholarships, about studying abroad in general. And as you can see, we have a website where, like a platform, we have a ton of free information. As you can see, we have scholarships, guides about scholarships, guides about countries, how to apply to universities, cost of studying, that sort of stuff. Hang on, let me just make sure that we are live on both sides. Yep, I think we are. So yeah, this is our website. We have guides about tests and documents, about countries, about free universities. In fact, today we're gonna talk about free universities in Germany. So yeah, we also it's kind of a Q&A live stream. So if you have any questions about, could be about your specific situation, could be about our maybe or you want to ask an expert's opinion about something, about what you had in mind studying abroad, and etc. So just feel free to ask whatever you're curious about. Hi there, Airboy. As always, of course, you are here first. So yeah, this is our website. We have. By the way, today we're going to talk about again free universities in Germany. Like, what is it about? Like, what are those? Like, what is free education, free tuition, etc., etc. So that will be today's topic. Other than that, we have a $3,000 external scholarship, globalscholarships.com scholarship, given by our platform. Actually, let me share the link with you. That might be better. Are we? Yeah, okay. I think we are live on TikTok as well. Yeah, people are starting to join in. Yes. So, Yanli, who is the founder of Global Scholarships, and we have the main thing that I really use all the time in our platform is our search tool, which is basically a completely free search tool for finding scholarships that are suitable for you, for which about which we're gonna talk in a second. Also, as you can see, there is no register, create an account, or pricing or something like that. It's just you can go to our website right now and use all of the information here. We have scholarship stories. Basically, these are stories of people who have earned very popular scholarships around the world. Okay, so yeah, TikTok is doing that thing again. It is getting no video signal from my... Yeah, okay. Let's see how long that's gonna... Yeah, immediately broke down. Okay. Let me see. All right, so I won't be able to show our platform on TikTok. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I'm gonna have to do another research. I cannot really find answers about that. But so, yeah. Um, okay, anyway. So these people are, you can click on any one of these people to like read about their stories, how they got those scholarships, about details, educational background, etc. So there are a lot of more people joining in on TikTok. So I'm gonna have, okay, now it's showing. It's just so frustrating. Anyway, so yeah, you can read about all of these. My recommendation is, especially if you are interested in a scholarship that is very competitive, like one of the big scholarships. For example, this is the government scholarship in Australia, or you are maybe interested in one of other government scholarships. Chevening. Here we have Government of Ireland International Education Scholarship. I think we've never talked about that, or MEX scholarship, that sort of thing. Those scholarships are very competitive, so there will be a lot of people applying for those. So I think it would be a really good idea to learn directly from people who have earned those scholarships about like what really makes you stand out, right? So yeah, this is our scholarship story section. You can click here to see all scholarships. Um, Thank you. I think is that I'm not sure what that was. Okay. Um, we can filter for country, for degree, funding, nationality, of course. Usually scholarships don't really care about nationalities. So yeah. And then we have also admission results. Basically, these are some results that we've gathered around the world from, especially from American universities. Um, the results of admissions, like applications. Let me show you. All of these are, every single one of these is an application to this university. Right, here's the university. We have nationality, we have SAT, we have expected family contribution, GPA, whether they applied with a scholarship or not. UK. Okay, today we're going to talk about UK a little bit too. Okay, Hussein says, how are you? My CGPA is 3.86 in my bachelor's. Besides this, I have done TOEFL with the score of 78. What would be the perfect scholarship for me? But Ailil has another scholarship question first. Should I take SAT for UK? Now, usually we are more interested in more specific questions. We can help you better with that. But for that, since it's UK, I'm going to ask Eamon. Eamon, what do you think? Do we have any idea about like SAT for United Kingdom? Do you think it would help their case? Eamon, I cannot hear you. Are you there?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you right now.
Oh, yeah, so the SAT is not mandatory, but um usually what we recommend is that if you have a low GPA, for example, you can take the SAT. Most universities nowadays don't really care about uh standardized exams as much as they did before. Most of the time, universities are test optional, which means
Mm-hmm.
that it's up to you whether you want to take the SAT or the ACT. It definitely helps if you get a good score. There are scholarships where it is mandatory, uh, but for admission to most universities, it definitely isn't. So if you have a good GPA, and you have, for example, a good uh, language standardized exam score, you are set.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need the SAT or ACT to prove that.
Yeah.
For some scholarships that are provided by governments, I think the Fulbright, for example, taking the GRE is mandatory, but for the most part, you don't really have to. So it's really up to you.
Okay. By the way, that's what I meant by more detail. For example, if you gave us your CGPA, anyone would be able to answer a question better. Like he could have given you more insight. Also, I shared a link with you. This is our search tool. Let's talk about our search tool then. Oh, sorry. Use that link to find scholarships. You can filter further. But first, we have a question from Hussein. So, Ayman, they say their CGPA is 3.86 in their bachelor's. Besides this, they have done TOEFL with a score of 78. What would be the perfect scholarship for them? Do you have any specific scholarship that you might want to suggest looking into? Or could like we could give them general suggestions.
Yeah, this is still very vague because we don't even know what countries they're trying to target
Mm-hmm.
in terms of scholarships. Well, I think the US right now is really out of the
Yeah.
question. Uh, Student visas have been revoked for most people,
Ah.
so they're not really taking applicants, and I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, so they said they're looking for the United States, and it is really out of the question right now until things are more clear, until they come up with a plan on how to uh, get international students now. I think they're just going with this plan of checking the applicant's social media activity for the past few years, I guess. Yes, this is the approach they're going for, but as of right now, there's nothing. So it's just everything has stopped. I don't think anyone should be aiming to go to the United States until things are more clear.
What do you make of their
Uh,
chances of, for example, finding a perhaps full tuition, full funding scholarship in some other English-speaking country because they've given us their TOEFL exam score as well. Perhaps Australia. I mean,
mm,
Australia and Canada too, or United Kingdom. They all have kind of similar issues at this moment, but perhaps not as quite as drastic as United States.
for
What would you
sure,
make of
yes.
that?
If it's a very specialized course, then 78 would be quite low. I
Mhm.
think the requirement would be higher than, I think 78 would fall within the B2 level, but I think they would ask for a C1 level if it's a specialized subject that requires actual English understanding. But if it's, but there are subjects where this could be okay, the GPA is good. So I think I would probably go for countries in Europe rather than
Mhm.
Canada or Australia, excluding the UK as well. So I think there are more chances in Europe and uh, the good parts of Asia, so Japan, China, and South Korea. So you would have more chances there. Uh, yeah, so I think marketing, you would have some leeway on your TOEFL exam score. And I think even with a 78 score, you can get fully funded, well, not fully funded, but probably up to full tuition scholarships in
Mhm.
South Korea because they offer scholarships based on your standardized exam scores. So you definitely should look into those.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So Ale says, I have a gifted student report from my home country, and I also attend a special school. If you could give us more information about that special school, like what it is about, maybe we can give you a better answer. And says, would this give me an advantage in receiving a scholarship? What do you think?
Um, yes, I would say so. Good recommendations go a long way. So and that practically falls within that. So it's a recognition by the school itself. And if you can back that up by a couple of good recommendations from teachers who have been uh, teaching you in the past few years, you have a great chance of getting a scholarship, provided that your academic records also reflect that.
Okay, are these scholarships for masters or undergraduate? We have all, like we have both scholarships for undergraduates and or masters. I'm going to show you how to find those. You can go to globalscholarships.com, especially Avid if you're still watching. Here's how you can find scholarships in United Kingdom. Even though United Kingdom does not really offer all that many scholarships. So this is our free search tool. All right, you can go here and type in anything that you're interested in. Nursing, it could be a subject, it could be a country, it could be a specific scholarship maybe you've heard about. Or, again, let's type it. Or you can just hit enter. Let's do that actually. And so we have about 4,500 scholarships in our database. You can filter these for degrees. So we have undergraduate scholarships, we have master's scholarships. And how many of those exist usually kind of depends on the country. Some countries have more scholarships for like masters. Some countries have more scholarships for undergraduates. So it kind of depends. Anyway, you can filter for a location. For example, you can let's say United Kingdom. As you can see, we have about 600 scholarships in United Kingdom. But one thing about United Kingdom is United Kingdom, like United States, usually they have high scholarships. high tuition fees, and not that many scholarships that cover all of them. So they have a lot of scholarships, a lot of financial aid. For example, this is Lancaster University. They have about 12 scholarships, but I'm willing to bet not that many of them are full tuition. For example, okay, we have one full funding, but it's a sanctuary scholarship. Another thing about United Kingdom is that usually their scholarships are for like their sanctuary scholarships, refugee scholarships. They have a lot of high up Chetnik. They have a lot of opportunities, financial aid opportunities for people who are like displaced people, like people who are looking for sanctuary, looking for refugee, or are refugees. The school I attend collaborates with project foundations in my country. I get certificates. Okay, I'm gonna wait for more, maybe more information about that one, Eylül. So anyway, as I was saying, as you can see, this is about like 20, 30,000 pounds. So that's the type of tuition fee you'll be dealing with. You'll have to deal with probably. And even though there are like 600 scholarships, a lot of them are partial scholarships that will not cover your tuition fees. So you'll have to pay, I don't know, like $10,000, £10,000 every year or something like that. Also, the United Kingdom can be very expensive in terms of living costs. And also, some of them are just for, again, for displaced people. But you can look into, for example, let's say full tuition scholarships. So if you're new about like new to the whole scholarship thing, we have three types of scholarships: partial scholarships, full tuition scholarships, full funding scholarships. Partial scholarship means the scholarship covers less than the university's tuition fee. So for example, about it's if it's 25,000 pounds, maybe the scholarship covers like 5,000, 10,000, or it will give you something like 50% discount or something like that. That's partial funding, right? Full tuition means it covers the entirety of tuition fee, whatever it is for that university. And full funding means it covers the tuition fee and then gives you something more. Could be accommodation, could be a living stipend, could be anything like that, right? You can filter for example, full funding. A lot of full funding scholarships you'll find in United Kingdom will be for like sanctuary or refugee scholarships. But there are other scholarships as well, as you can see, President's PhD. Oh, hang on. Let's filter for bachelor's. So yeah, as you can see, this one as well, I believe, Reach Oxford. No, yeah, can, for example, you can apply to this in Oxford. So yeah, you can filter for your specific situation. We have like filters for subject, nationality, etc., etc. Usually they do not matter. It matters a bit more in United Kingdom, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We've made a lot of videos about like specific programs, more affordable universities, best universities in the United Kingdom. You can check those out. If you have any other specific questions, you can always ask them, of course. Hi there, Butterfly. So yeah, United Kingdom might be a good choice, but it is expensive and tuition fees are high, and there are not that many scholarships, I'm afraid. Ayman, do you want to add anything about this subject? I don't think I can hear you again. I think you might be talking.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Oh. So which part exactly?
In general, United Kingdom. They asked about United Kingdom. Perhaps you have anything to say or something to add that I didn't mention about United Kingdom?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, most of the scholarships are for sanctuary.
Your mic might be muting itself. I didn't get if you said anything after the first sentence.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now, but
Yeah, I'm not sure
didn't
what.
really hear anything. Yeah.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you clear.
Yeah. So as I was saying, most of the scholarships in the United Kingdom right now are for refuge seekers and their sanctuary scholarships. There are scholarships that are offered to international students, but they're definitely not fully funded. What the scholarships in the United Kingdom do is that they bring down the tuition fees
Mm-hmm.
uh from international fees to equal to the domestic fees. So for example, if international students are supposed to pay 15K per year, they'll give you around £6,000 in scholarships, so that it's down to 9,000, which is what
Mm-hmm.
domestic students pay. So that's as low as they are willing to go. You would need to be able to afford um, domestic tuition fees, basically. Yeah, so I think this is one part that I don't think that many people are aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I saw that a lot of people just think that the scholarships are arbitrary when they give you 6,000 or 10,000
Yeah.
pounds, but it's not. It's just that they want to equalize or just make that difference. They just pay for the difference, but you'll always be paying what domestic students pay. Yeah, so that's how the scholarships in the United Kingdom work. There's the Chevening Scholarship, of course, for graduate students. If you're going for a master's degree, that's definitely the scholarship to go for if you want to go to the United Kingdom because uh, the quota is big, so there are a lot of recipients every year. It is still competitive, but I think that's uh, everyone's best chance to get a fully funded scholarship.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have first a question from Husnain. They said, "Can I get?" Okay, by the way, who asked about Westminster Butterfly? I shared the link. If you have any specific like further questions about that university, you can ask them in the chat. But yeah, that will give you a lot of information about that university and scholarship. Which again, as you can see, there are not that many for undergraduate scholarships. um, so yeah, other than that, you can find like deadlines, admission pages, etc., etc. So Hussein said, "Can I get scholarship on the basis of PTE test? Because I have C1 level in PTE." James Bond, by the way, will get back to your question in a second, but first let's try to answer this. Eamon, what do you think? We've never really talked about PTE, I think.
Yeah, yeah, definitely PTE counts. It's just
Mm-hmm.
uh we always talk about the TOEFL or IELTS because they're the standard, but the PTE is also just as good. And they always, so if you go to a university's website, they tell you like a B2 in your IELTS, TOEFL. So they give you the scores actually, and then they say or equivalent. So they are considering other tests as well. And the fact that Duolingo is considered just tells you that the PTE would be considered even more. Um, so so it's just the same advice I gave earlier about South Korea. So they would give you there are scholarships that are given on the basis of your TOEFL, IELTS, or PTE score for that matter. It doesn't really matter. There are many standardized exams that you can take, and they all would count.
Okay, thank you very much. So Mtor is asking, I'm a refugee student in Kenya. Is there any scholarships that might be suitable for me? What the? Yes. So we don't really have a filter for that, but there are a lot of, as you can see, like sanctuary scholarships, refugee scholarships. You can search for these types of uh, keywords in our search tool. For a lot, there are a lot of. Hi there, Kuruku. It's great to see you again. We have a lot of those in, especially in United Kingdom. But for example, if you look for refugee, by the way, these are not the only ones. Even though I know for a fact that there are more scholarships for example, displaced persons. I think you'll have to come up with keywords on this one because again we don't really have a filter where you can find all of them. Maybe you can make a video or make a guide or make a video about that as well. For example, there is one in University of Bologna. There's one in Maastricht in Netherlands, one in South Africa, in Belgium, another one in Italy at University of Turin. So yeah, there are quite a number of those. What? So hang on. Okay, this is a very quick one. I'm sorry, James Bond. We'll definitely get back to you in a second. What is the minimum IELTS result to join the universities in UK? Amon, do you have a number that you can give us right now?
It is university dependent, so there is no real number. So you
Okay.
just have to check out the universities that offer the program you're interested in, and you'll have the TOEFL requirements or the IELTS requirements. Not only that, but sometimes the course itself has specific uh, test scores requirements. So it's not just the university. The university has a universal one or a global one that applies to most courses, but then for some other courses, they specify that you need a certain level that's beyond what the general one is. So it is
Mhm.
really that specific to universities and then to the courses. Just
Okay.
for the one before, for the refugee scholarships, they
Mhm.
said they're a refugee in Kenya, and for most of these scholarships, you need to be a refugee in that country. So if you want to get the refugee scholarship at a
Mhm.
UK university, you have to have refugee status in the United Kingdom. So you have to be already there
Okay.
and a refugee there. So I'm not sure
Right.
if they're from Kenya or if they're in Kenya. So that's the
Yeah.
part I'm not really sure about.
Yeah. I thought. Yeah. When they said they were refugee, I thought they were planning to move. I don't really. I'm not really perfectly sure about the like how the situation works on that one. So yeah. Okay, so let's get back to James Bond. I'm very sorry. It's been quite a while since you've asked that question. Hey, as where should I go? University of Birmingham or Queen's University of Belfast for undergraduate in computer science? So I absolutely don't have any answers for that. I kind of highly doubt that Eamon will also have an answer because I think it really kind of depends on you. Eamon, what would you say?
Yeah, so as you said, it really, really depends on you and what you want.
Yeah.
So, um, the recommendation cannot come from someone who hasn't gone to either university. I think we have scholarship recipients from both universities. You might want to check our the section on our website about scholarship recipients and then filter by university, and you'll probably find both. And then most of the recipients are really open to be contacted. So if you are really interested and want to make an informed decision, you might want to reach out to those recipients from both universities, ask them about what life there is like, what the university is like, what the campus life is like, the teachers, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer all your questions.
Yeah, we have two in University of Birmingham, and then what? Uh, hmm. Yeah, I think the other we don't. I'm not sure if we have. Yeah. Anyway, so let me share the because it's. I think it's because. Hang on. I'll just share the link with you to our scholarship studies, so you can find for yourself. Is there a problem with my internet? Yep. Okay. So, here you go, James Bond. You can look into that. Environmental planning and management. Which universities are friendly cost-wise? So, yeah, it kind of depends on if you have a specific country in mind or a region in mind, or just like asking globally in general. If you give us information about that, we can help you better. Environmental planning and management graduate, which countries are considered? So, okay, United Kingdom. I think we've made a video about the most affordable universities in United Kingdom. Hang on, let me. So, guides, cheap and free universities. View all. Hang on. Do we have a country guide for United Kingdom? No, we don't seem to have. So cheap and free, like we have cheap and free universities guides for different countries. I think you're gonna have to find the United Kingdom here because I don't have the answer. Uh, I don't find the answer. I don't have the answer right now. Maybe Eamon, do you have anything like something that comes to mind?
For universities in the UK,
Mm-hmm. Like
honestly,
any
I think
names that
they're all
jumps to your
expensive.
mind? Yeah, they're usually
Yeah. For especially for
so.
international students, they're really, really
Mhm.
expensive. Yeah, for domestic students, like if you're Scottish and you go to a Scottish university, I'm pretty sure you don't even have to pay. But for international students, the tuition fees are always around £15,000. So I think it's just a standard now at most
Mhm.
universities, but that's the tuition fees. Uh, I'm pretty sure that I saw that the University of Sheffield probably is quite on the cheaper side, but that was a few years ago that I saw that. I'm not sure how it is right now. But
It's
for the most
20.
part,
Yeah, it's
um,
2025 right now.
yeah,
It
well,
seems. Yeah.
so I think that they're all around that
Yeah.
point of uh like 15 to 21K, but I think that there is no university that's below 15 at the moment in the
Right.
UK. And as I mentioned, with scholarships, it would go down to exactly £9,000, but not lower. So you'll you'll just need to be able to afford it, or um go for the Chapney. I don't think. Oh yeah, well there's the Think Big scholarship. It is also for 10,000, but it's not much. There aren't
Yeah.
many fully funded scholarships at the moment in the UK. I think their approach is just to recruit international students, but at domestic student fees. That's as low as it goes.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Danny, the same pretty much goes for USA or Canada as well. In the United States, there are some universities, like smaller universities, that are much more affordable in terms of like maybe around $10,000, which is very affordable in like in USA standards. For both, you can look for scholarship for articles in that page I gave you. You're gonna have to look for like a couple of pages. Other than that, we kind of do make videos about like the most affordable universities in different countries. You might want to look into that as well. Other than that, UK scholarships, yeah, it's pretty much the same, Davidson. You can just go to our search tool and type in United Kingdom, click on the country, and then filter for your specific situation here, like degree, funding type, etc. What about scholarships in Turkey? Can you give some information? There are not that many scholarships that we have in our database in Turkey. There are a couple of scholarships in Koç University. In fact, I think I made a video about one of these, and I think this one is still, especially like actually, I was planning on talking about this one today. Uh, there are there is a government scholarship in Turkey known as Türkiye scholarships, Türkiye bursları. Let me see. So the scholarships, you have popular government scholarships here. You can look into any one of these, and then Turkiye scholarships or Türkiye bursları are here. One thing about Turkey, though, there we are going through like for couple of years. We've been through a very high inflation rate. That's like an economic crisis, and it's not really getting all that much better. So I okay. I'm not gonna go to into a lot of details. I'm an economics student, but basically Turkey has never been more expensive in the last couple of decades because of like economic policies. So Turkey is, in terms of dollar, in terms of Turkish lira, in terms of anything and everything, it is very, very expensive at this point. And don't really rely on these numbers because inflation is very high. So you'll have to like these get updated very regularly. But you'll have to look into that perhaps in their own page, like government's own page. But also, if you're coming from another country, Turkey is still becoming more and more expensive. And the way that it looks right now, from what government says, it will become even more so in the near future. So, in the next maybe 1 year or more than that, Turkey will become even more expensive. Let me share the link. Send you the link. Yeah, you can look at that. We've talked about this scholarship. You can see the video here, or you can click here to see this. Yeah, I think this. Yeah, this is the government's page for this scholarship. But again, the numbers are not really in Turkey as well. There is no there's no tool that we can quite confidently use to make sense of the numbers because the foreign currencies are not really working uh, as well. So yeah, keep that in mind. Economically, um, not very friendly, I would say. Finilona asks, "How smart do you gotta be to win the Mex scholarship?" I don't think I can answer that. Obviously, it's a very competitive scholarship, but also I think there will like one thing you can get advantage in is the way you apply. Yeah, for like because there are a lot of small details. This goes, in my opinion, for both mixed and Korea scholarships, government scholarships as well. The way you apply really matters. Obviously, your like other scores, like language test scores, etc. Those are the things that you have to accumulate during the years that like before you are applying, but also looking into details and how to decide how to apply, which universities to apply, what track to go for, like embassy or the university, etc., etc. Those also really matter. I think the only thing that I can say is that if you are smart about the way you apply to that scholarship, I think it will most certainly give you a certain advantage. Other than that, yeah, not really easy to say much. Um, Ayman, what would you say about this?
Uh, yeah, I would say probably you don't even have to be that smart, to be honest.
Hmm.
I think there are many people who are smart, but their their grades don't reflect that, and there are people who are probably not as smart, but have
Yeah,
worked hard and have good grades. Uh, well, not that grades are the most important thing for this, but uh, they are a factor. And as you said, like you have just to be smart about how you go about applying to scholarships. It's not really about being smart. So there is no IQ test you take to
yeah,
get a scholarship. It's just about your approach, your essays, and how you represent yourself, and your recommendation letters, what they say about you. So these are the things that are really important when it comes to applying to scholarships. Uh, yeah, so being smart in general, it's not that really important, but being smart about how you go about doing it, how
mhm,
smart you go about applying to these scholarships is what makes the difference at the end.
yeah. Um, okay, thank you. So I don't see any other questions right now. So today we're going to talk about usually every week, every live stream, I try to bring in a scholarship opportunity that is open right now. A good scholarship. Usually, I try to make something that you're interested in, like full funding scholarship or full tuition scholarship, let's say in the United States. But today, I want to talk about not one scholarship, but a kind of like a phenomenon that we have, which is free tuition universities in Germany. So I'm just going to type in Germany here, right? Uh, so in Germany, there are a lot of universities, and I do know that a lot of you are interested in studying in Germany. We have a lot of universities in here that do not charge tuition fees. So let's click on Germany. Let's click on full tuition. So we have about 43 scholarships. I mean, these are not scholarships per se. These are more free education. The universities does not charge tuition fee. You only have to pay a semester fee, which is about 350 euros per semester, right? So we have about 43 universities in our database that give you tuition-free education. And of these, about, let's say, let's choose bachelor's and let's choose currently open. About 28 of these are open for application right now. And I'm right now trying to make as many tutorials, application tutorials as I can. Kind of bit detailed, the application procedure of German universities. But anyway, you can click on any one of these universities, okay? And let's go to the scholarship page. Again, as you can see, your grade does, like your level of study does not, degree does not matter, bachelor, master's, and PhD. This is, for example, Osnabrück University. We have the deadline here. And again, you have to pay only 300 or so euros per semester. That's just the semester fee. And that's it. You also don't have to apply for a scholarship or anything. You just have to apply to the university. And if you're admitted, you get pretty much free education in terms of tuition fees, obviously, because German universities don't really have that many other scholarships since the education is already free. You can still click, for example, here. By the way, if you have any questions about any scholarship or any university that we have page for, you can just leave your questions here, and Yanni answers every single question in this comment section. I've never seen any question going unanswered. This is where I would put my questions. So, okay, we couldn't find a page for this university. Let's try another one. For example, Aachen University, right? For which I recently made an application tutorial. So if you want to see how to apply to this university, you can go and see that. Again, pretty much the same. We also, by the way, have DAD scholarships, which is the government scholarship in Germany. It is full funding, of course, it covers a lot. And we have scholarship stories here as well. Wait, this is the university. Yeah, okay. So let's click here to go and see their page. Not much to be gained, not much to be learned about the scholarship, but usually one thing that I really like about German universities is that when you go to their page, like cost and finances, even though they do not give you a lot of scholarships other than free education that they already give you, they give you a lot of information about like where to find maybe student loans, where to find other scholarship opportunities, part-time job opportunities, and they usually give you a lot of information about how much you would be spending there, like depending on the university, depending on the city that you're living in, and it's usually about like 800 and 900 euros. One thing about Germany universities is that if you want to go and study in Germany, there's something called a blocked account, which is about an account that you have to have like about 12,000 euros. That is your money. You don't have to pay that to the government. Just government wants to make sure that you have enough funds to study there for an entire year. So like every month you get 1 month worth of that. So, but if to be able to go there and study, you have to have like 12,000 euros in a blocked account. before you go there. That's one of the main things that a lot of international students have to deal with when going to Germany. Another thing is that when you're applying, a lot of German universities